Well, hi guys. Today I'm on my bicycle. Sometimes I'm on a kayak, and sometimes I'm on a boat. One thing that ties all those types of people together is that we fish. So let's talk about rods and reels. This seemed like a real good place to do it. What's happening, guys? My name's Marty, and this is my backyard. The spoonbill over there. There's probably hogs and gators around. And the skies are building with thunder, so I got to be quick about this. I don't know how many years I've been doing YouTube, since probably 2008. Occasionally I run across things that are just so awesome. I want to run around and scream to everybody about how awesome those things are. Most of the time, it's not because somebody gave me something or because somebody is sponsoring me. It's because I've used it and I really, really like it. Now, my community so far has been fishing and kayaking, boating, DIY stuff. And for the fishermen out there, I want to talk about this. These rod and reel combos I just recently got for under $30 each. And yeah, that's just about the best deal that I could find anywhere online. Now, one of the other things about these combos is the length of the rod. These are 6'6". 6'6" fits really nice on a kayak. The tips of the rods don't stick out way past the bow of the boat, and you know, if you're sliding it into your truck or you're going in around trees and such, or a dock, you have a chance to ruin the tip of your fishing pole if it sticks out too far. Also, if you're paddling under a bridge and the bridge clearance is really low, you don't want it in the rod holder behind you sticking way up, because you could again damage the tips of the rods. So 6'6" is absolutely perfect. The cork handles on these I really like. It's soft, it feels good under your hands, it's aesthetically pleasing to me, and you can see here what I've done to the reel seat to make it even more comfortable. This here is one of my brand new setups, and I'm taking the reel off of this one. Although this is an old setup that I had for years and still has the original reel on it, even though some of the eyes are a little worse for wear. On this brand new setup, I'm taking the reel that comes with this combo off and I'm putting on an Okuma Avenger. I bought 4 rods and I bought 4 reels. You can see it's spooled up there with 10-pound test. I take the plastic off and now I'm going to put on this stretchy gauze material. This is like a wrap that you would use for sore muscles or to keep gauze in place over a wound. It's just really soft and stretchy, and it makes a good base for the twine that I'm going to put on later. I cut 2 pieces. One strip goes below the reel stem and one goes above. And once they're wrapped on there, that makes a very soft handle. And if you don't think a soft reel seat is important, you've never tried this, because that is super nice. Alright, now it's time to put some twine on this. Again, that gauze is going to hold that twine in place really nice. And to start it off, I couldn't really get it on camera here, so I'm using this kayak light as an example. You see, I just leave a little tag end there and begin to wrap it and cover it in each wrapping. Eventually that tag end will disappear underneath and it'll hold that first wrap from coming undone. That's exactly what I did here, and I just spin it around and around, pulling it tight up against the reel seat. It's pretty obvious how all that happens, and it does take a little bit of time, but you know, I don't know, 10 minutes, and that'll last for a long time. It is a pain in the butt if you have to take the reel off, but now I know my rods at a glance when I'm on somebody else's boat, and I like the way it looks. This little loop here goes towards the end when you're a few wraps shy. It's hard to tell how many wraps shy that loop should go on there, because obviously the more wraps that you pull the tag end under at the end, the tighter and the longer it'll stay. But if you do too many wraps, it gets to be a little difficult to pull that tag end through. And that's exactly the problem that I have here. Although you can massage those last couple of wraps as you're pulling, and the tag end will disappear underneath the twine the last like 7 or 8 wraps. And if you use less wraps, it's easier to do this, and then you can just put a dab of super glue on there and it'll stay put, and it'll also come free eventually if you need it to. So here I'm massaging the last couple of wraps back into place, and I'm cutting off the tag end with a razor, and just like that I've got a rod and reel setup that is custom and has Marty written all over it. Yes sir, and again, this feels really good under your hand. Now, one of the other things that I want to talk about with this rod is the action. It's got a fairly stiff tip to it. I believe they're medium action rods. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times I'm out there and I'm trying to walk the dog, and the way I'm retrieving the lure is with the rod tip. I'm twitching it, and if the lure is coming back, I take up the slack. I twitch it again, the lure comes back. Every time I twitch it, it's coming further back, and I'm using the rod tip to do that. If you have a whippy rod tip, it doesn't really work that good, especially when you're sitting and you're this close to the water and you reach back, you want to load up that rod. If it bends too much, it can hit the water. This might be fine for a beach, but for a kayak, yeah, a whippy rod like this is not exactly a good idea. So the action of this is perfect, the size is perfect. I've had these for years and years and they work just fine, and they've held up to some very large fish. Here's that combo trying to reel in some dock donkeys. Contrary to what a lot of people here in Florida believe, they don't taste too bad. If you prep these fish right, they actually taste pretty good. And here you see I'm catching a fish first, and then I go kayaking. A little backwards from traditional thought, but you know, it works. These donkeys like to go around those pylons over there that are holding up my friend's boat. So by chasing them down, I can bring myself right to the fish. Problem is, when I get there, they're still pretty green. Becomes a little bit of a standoff after a while. Their tails never seem to stop moving. Oh, you rat. Got a bath. Ah. What's up, buddy? Dart spin. To release this fish, I just torpedo him into the water, and he will definitely live to fight another day. Here are those combos with the reels replaced. The rods themselves do a fine job of reeling in some very nice snook. Didn't take long, did it? Woo. Yeah. Finally. I have caught lots of snook like this with this rod and reel combo setup. And then there was the time I was on Todd's boat and we were hunting tarpon. Oh my goodness. Might be outmatched. I don't know. The rod and reel that I'm using?
Yeah, Marty brings the lightest gear you can possibly bring.
This is the...
So he's fighting like a 4-pound tarpon for a half an hour.
Whatever, I just wanted to show this is the rod and reel setup that we give our customers.
Mm-hmm.
So let there be no doubt that you can catch big fish with our equipment. That's pretty cool. That's a decent little fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step down there, see if I can get close to him. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Come here, fella. Come here. I want to help you out. Right at the top. Nice. How's that? Beautiful. Look at the color of that fish. How beautiful. Now the reels that come with those combos, they're not the best. Typically what I'll do is I'll use them until they're used up. And they were really great when it came to the rental business because I could put them in people's hands and not worry about the reels going bad or getting lost because they were so inexpensive. That being said, I've reeled in tarpon with those cheap reels, and eventually if they start to stiffen up and get kind of crunchy, I would go ahead and put an Okuma Avenger on there. And that's what I've done with these right out of the box. So you've got a $30 rod and reel combo. I take the reel, put it aside, and I put this $40 3000 series reel on it, and that brings my cost up to about $70 a piece. And for that, you're getting a reel that I have really tested for many years. These Okuma Avengers are superb, in my humble opinion. So if you guys know of some better rod and reel combos out there, I'd love to know about it, but when it comes to a bang for the buck, I seriously doubt you're going to get better than these. So like I said, I wanted to scream out there and tell you guys about it. Now, one last thing I want to leave you with is a little tip that I have come up with for my soft plastics. For a long time I struggled with my soft plastics sinking too fast under trees or on the grass flats. See how shallow this water is here? If I'm going to fish this spot, I can't have a lure that sinks too fast. And this water's pretty warm. So what happens is the fish, they move slow. You know, they get energetic when the water's chill, and when it's like this, they're going to be a little more lethargic. That's what all the fishermen tell me, at least. So in order to keep a soft plastic suspended in this type of water, you don't want it to be too heavy. Now the best hooks for my 3-inch soft plastics are these 1/16 ounce ball jigs. They got little bait keepers on them, so you slide the plastic on and they stay in place. But when you go to the stores, when you look for redfish hooks, you find things like this. These 1/8 ounce hooks are about twice the size of those little flimsy 1/16 ounce. And there you see a bare hook that's about the same size. Let's see how each one of these sinks in my little makeshift tank here. It might change the way that I fish the shallow waters here in Tampa. Oh gosh, that is way too quick. I mean, it's right away. like a rock. Alright, next there's a 1/16 ounce. Let's see how that does. There's a little bit of a hesitation there. You see that? It hits the surface and then it kind of meanders its way down rather quickly, actually. Yeah. And then bare hook, nothing but plastic. This one ought to sink real nice and slow. Yeah, not bad. Now the Z-Man plastics are supposed to be buoyant. I wanted to see if they floated any different, so I put them on the same hooks. Alright, now I've got one hooked up with the 1/8 ounce. That's a nice size hook. Sits very proud of the plastics. Probably get nice hookups with that. Then we have the 1/16 ounce, and the hook is kind of small, but it's still sticking out enough. Probably be fine to hook a fish with that, but again, you have to worry about it bending when you get it out of the fish's mouth. Then you have the bear hook, which again sits nice and proud and is going to be very sturdy. Let's see how they sink. Here's the heavy one first. Let's see when I let it go. Huh. It sinks about as fast as a regular soft plastic with a hook that's half its weight. So let's see what this one does. This is the 16th ounce. Oh, that's a lot slower. Still kind of, it still drops fast. Noticeably slower, but that's going to give you a fraction of a moment, just a second or two, if that, before it's on the bottom in a foot of water. So now a bear hook. Oh boy, look at that. It doesn't sink at all. Huh. Well, Z-Man, I think I gotta add a little weight to you. Now, a good thing about adding a little piece of lead like I have here to the lure is you can put it wherever you want. My buddy over at Tampa Bay Fishing Channel hooked me up with a little bullet of lead that he took out of a mold. The problem with this was going to be to get it inside of that super tough soft plastic that Z-Mans are made out of. Well, that's difficult. It doesn't want to go in. I see this eventually as a good way to put a hook in your hand. Using the point of one of the other hooks, I was able to tear a hole first, and then I was able to slip that piece of lead inside. Hey, I got it. This is probably going to be best done before you put the hook in there. Now we got to wait inside and see how it sinks. Oh man, that's Goldilocks. Slow. Yeah, buddy. Well, this is going to sink a lot slower without a bait keeper. I wonder if it'll stay on the hook. A little super glue could probably keep that plastic in place, and the lead being right in the center is going to make it sink real slow, which is nice for skipping under trees like you see here. Yeah, something told me that this was going to work, but it's summer and the water's real hot and the bite is real slow, and it could be a while before I ever know definitively if this little tip for soft plastics is going to work or not. Well guys, I guess I still have some experimenting to do with my soft plastics. However, fortunately I've got my buddy that works at a tackle shop, and he made me a bunch of little lead inserts of different sizes so that I can play around and experiment. Or if you don't have a buddy that pours lead, you can just take some split shots and cut them up. They'll cut real nice with a pair of scissors. And although I still have some experimenting to do with the soft plastics, I still thought it was a good idea to share it with you, because sometimes you just need that spark of imagination to make you say, yes, 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 I know how to do that. And if you can fish your spots with your own customized lures and have them sink at various rates, you might have a better time out there on the water. And well, if you have any ideas as to what the ideal hook is or swim bait for my particular situation, I'd love to hear about it. In the meantime, I thought it was worth sharing something I do know something about, and that's these rods and reels. I know for a fact that they hold up to all kinds of fishing that you might do if you're doing the same types of fishing that I am. If you're pulling grouper out of the reefs and stuff, maybe you don't want to buy those rods and reels, but it's something I wanted to share with you guys. I'll put a link in the description below. I don't make a dime from it. I'm not making any affiliate money from it or commissions or anything. I just use these. I know they're inexpensive. I know they're high quality, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So Again, the link to those rods and reels will be in the description. I mean, that's what YouTube is all about, right? Thank you for coming along on my YouTube video, and subscribing to my YouTube channel and smashing that button, or if all I'm doing is inspiring you guys, then yay, I actually did my job. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Seriously though, go check out these rods. The rod and reel combos are freaking amazing. I love them. And whether I'm on my bicycle or kayak or however I decide to get to the water, I'm always going to be sharing my ideas and thoughts with you guys. I love that you're there with me to the ends of my videos. I really appreciate you.